4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change feet. 8. This time. 1, 2, 3, 4. A good basic sparring technique. This is what yellow, orange, and green belts should be doing pretty much the whole time. In the sparring. So here you go. Geri, lunge. Reverse, geri, lunge. Yeah. Reverse, geri, lunge, reverse. That should be their bread and butter. For the first, 12, 18 months. Any extra things they try is not just, window dressing. That core, fighting, strong, straightforward fighting style is what they need to develop as a core, I believe. The more they try to do too much other stuff too early, the more they can find by the time they get to mid or later Q grades, the sparring is still a bit flaky. It hasn't got that solid foundation. And it's our responsibility to make sure we're giving them the right exercises to do early on in their training. It likewise for yourself, if that applies to you. So let's go now. Remember, on the landing, not landing in a full traditional technical introduction now, we shorten a little bit, bring the back heel off the ground a little bit. I saw that sense of longness and lowness in the technique. Any punching exercise that we practice, standing upright with straight legs is wrong. You feel a sense of lowness there. In this case, we're getting more lowness by having the depth of the stance as well. It's coming down. Okay. You ready? 1, 2, 3. When we're putting the combinations together, let's make sure we're not abandoning the basics. Be mindful when you're landing, of not sort of rolling the shoulder out, punching the shoulder. Still keep the technique nice and straight and strong. The other thing I want you to be aware of, and you see a lot happening, is people really overextending their punches. By overextending, I mean they're really turning everything out too far. The whole shoulder's kind of gone from being pretty square to way out here. Yeah? And when they go through our combination of punches, it's difficult because this one's gone all the way out, all the way back in, and all this one out. They're swaying from the shoulders. Your shoulders respond to what your hips do. You don't make the hips respond to what your shoulders are doing. Okay? You get things in tight. Don't overextend that punch. Anything beyond a certain distance away from the body, it's losing power in large increments. Exponentially beyond that sort of punching distance. Yeah? So even though you're punching thin air right now, focus on where you want your punch to win. Stop it where it still feels strong. Don't sort of try and extend it to where you think it needs to go all the way out. In reality, you're better off making that extra distance with the feet and punching, but not making that distance with the feet and trying to sort of overextend the punch to make it extra. One is very potent, the whole body there, with the arms sort of out there, it's not. And you're obviously, too, from the sparring point of view, more open to being counter-struck when you're really going right out. Actually, when you come back, you get healed on the way back. Okay. Change feet. Something this side now, ready? 1, 2, 3. Fast pace. So, fast pace doesn't need any more tension. This means a bit more speed and we'll snap in, yeah? Speed and lightness. That's what I want you to be thinking of. Speed and lightness. Not muscle and tension and power. Don't think power. Think speed and focus, and that will give you the power you want at the end anyway. Yeah? Ready? Pitch! Of course, when you boil that down even more into a free-flowing fashion, it's just a shorter, faster, snappier version of that in a sparring combination, or a fighting combination. You wouldn't be putting the fist all the way back to the start. Yeah? You're putting this all the way back to here. It'll be a little bit more abbreviated. Still punch. Boom. Bang. Boom, boom. Everything is becoming from a slightly a more compact position rather than all the way back to the side. But that's how you start, and that's how you can communicate to students. You start with something very basic, very traditional, shorten it up, still keep it low, you get them into the mental habit of being low, and you bring the feet in a bit but still concentrate on the lowness, the low centre of gravity, and then rolling techniques together that work. Kicking and following on with front hand punches, very natural, and very effective. And is a fighting application of the second card. Reverse punch, kick, is a fighting application of the second card. Whatever else we add to it on the end is just, again, just putting more techniques, piling on straight, boom, boom, boom. Rather than flow. Generally speaking, change it, right? Generally speaking, when you're teaching combinations and you're teaching punches together, you'll usually, I would normally put the punch first and the kick second. But obviously today we practice kick and punch second as well. Yeah? And then we also did punch, kick, punch, didn't we? And where possible, you're teaching your students to vary the heights of the techniques. There's no two techniques in a row that are being delivered at the same height. It's not only a good mental thing you're practicing as a drill, but from a practical point of view, it moves the person's guard around, doesn't it? You kick something low and the hands come low, or you punch high, the hands come up and the next one coming in low. So it just gets them in the mindset of the first sparring principles I learnt. It was go high then low, low then high, and if they punch low, counter strike high. If they punch high, counter strike low. That's a real basic principle I learned. Okay, so the last thing I'll just put in here is a sense of zanshin at the end, a sense of readiness back from the guard, moving back to a guard position and readiness for a counter strike. And from a traditional point of view, a good technique to do that with, especially when you finish the drill in like a longish stance, is your you just go from the long stance this way, from the reverse punch we just did. We did punch, kick, punch, punch. Punch, boom, back to our guard. And what that depicts is having punch and then come back to guard. It does so in a more traditional fashion. It could also signify something we're going to stack on. It could also signify a punch, a sweep of the front leg, and then another punch. From long across to kaputsudachi. And then in a minute we can go back to long again and punch, which signifies punch, kick, boom, boom, sweep, boom. But it can all be done in a traditional line draw fashion. It's some relevance with some practicality, yeah? Just putting stuff together here because I've got it over the air, listen to that. And you can explain this to your students how it can be relevant to a fighting group, yeah? So let's do it. Let's finish up with the kaputsudachi.